What's up, folks? It's your boy Locke, and I'm back. It's been a couple of weeks since I've posted my last video, and a couple of things have happened in the family, and it's been a tough time, but generally still trying to be positive. And I'm not one of those people who believes that you have to be positive all the time, and I try my best to, but sometimes life hits you and you will be a bit down, and that's okay. I'm very lucky to have a good support group. I have a great girlfriend, great family, and awesome friends that have come to check in on me. So overall, I'm still very grateful despite the things that have happened, but we move on. And I want to talk a little more about my plans for this year. And usually I do a daily vlog, but today's one is to introduce the plans as well as what's going to happen. So I used to fight at amateur level, and I really wanted to go to the higher end and compete professionally, which in Hong Kong is not as difficult as it seems, especially at my weight class. So I would fight at around 75 kilos, and in Hong Kong, not many people fight in that weight class. So it would have made things a lot easier. However, I started getting constant headaches when I was fighting, and I decided maybe it's not worth it because there's not much money involved, and I just didn't think fighting was worth the long-term health effects. So I gave it a couple of months, took a break, and decided whether or not I wanted to continue doing it and whether or not it was worth pursuing. And after those couple of months, I realized it wasn't. I enjoyed not having to train super hard, constantly getting injured and sick, just to maybe win a belt. And even if I did win a belt, what did that actually mean? And to me, it meant nothing really. So yeah, I'm glad I made that decision and moved on. And as y'all know, I've been running and I've been really enjoying it a lot. I also did get sick for 3 weeks, so that's partly why I stopped posting as well, but mainly the family stuff that happened. But now that I've recovered, I've been continuing my running and decided to even up it more. So the goal is still to pursue sub 25K. But what's changed is that I had an ex-client who I trained for a long time reach out to me and say she wants to do Hyrox with me. And I also had a friend who's also interested, so I'm going to be doing Hyrox with her. And that's the training plan for this year. So coming August, I will be competing in mixed duos with my 48-year-old female client who's a monster runner and lifter, so that'll be very interesting to see. And my other friend, who's also a monster runner, ran a 3:08 marathon, and I'll be competing with her in Shanghai in October. So I'm really excited to share my journey with y'all, and I will be talking about how I train for this and how I approach it. And with hybrid training getting so popular now, as a coach, I think it's absolutely worth my time to learn how this works. And I'm really excited. I've found lifting to be amazing, and obviously everyone should be lifting, but it's gotten a bit mundane for me, doing the same thing over and over again. And I know people will go, well, running's the same thing, right? So, yeah, but it's a new thing for me. I never enjoyed long distance running, and now I love it. On top of that, running really fulfills my Healthmaxxing values and my ability to live a longer life and healthier life. And with regards to Healthmaxxing, my friend recommended an app called Stress Watch, which allows me to track my real-time stress, largely based on your HRV. For those who don't know what that is, that's your heart rate variability score. And the research is still a mixed bag, but from my anecdotal experience, I've noticed that my HRV definitely correlates with how tired I am. And for those of you who don't know, a higher HRV is generally a better score and a lower is worse. I'm not going to delve too deep into it, and maybe that's something I'll talk about later on, but all you need to know is higher equals better, lower equals worse. And yeah, there's a very high correlation for me when it comes to my anecdotal experience, so I stick to using that. On top of that, the app has shown that my biological age is 22, when really my current age is 31. And I don't know how accurate that is. Obviously, there are other lab tests that can tell you whether or not your biological age is lower, younger, etc. But based on how I feel, yeah, other than the fact that I always get sick, which I'm working on now, and by doing so, I'm sleeping earlier, waking earlier, making sure I do those at the same time. And yeah, I feel like that's made a massive difference. So in pursuit of Healthmaxxing, I would like to share everything I've learned in my master's, as well as my 30 years of doing sport and fitness on how y'all can improve your health as well as your performance in fitness. And I truly believe hybrid training is the way forward, because you're doing resistance training and running. And what improves health? Getting stronger legs, getting stronger bones, and building muscle, as well as building that heart. And if you're able to do that, everything else will come, because you're going to want to improve those things. And not just by doing them, but also doing other things such as improving your sleep, improving your diet, etc. And I will share my journey through this means, and hopefully y'all enjoy it. And I think this video is starting to get very long-winded, and as much as I love talking, I will catch y'all in the next video where I share some of my training as well as my thoughts and how I can help y'all too. So I'll see y'all then. Peace.